But in the darkness of the night, where only truth can hold the light, in reality that dawn, where all your dying hopes reborn, Viva fighting to be free, Viva you and Viva me, Viva everyone we see, Viva safe and Viva sound, Viva always be around, Viva everything that's nice, Viva love and Viva life.
Right, so Graham, what is Oliver's Youth Club? What's it about?
It's a volunteering organisation. We've been running now about 5 years. It just provides a safe and secure place for young people to go and gives us a place for us to focus on, for us to engage young people in.
Right. So why did you want to get involved?
I don't really think I did want to get involved in the very beginning. We started off with a Saturday cinema downstairs in the gym, and it spiraled out from there really. More people got involved, and then we actually renovated this room upstairs. It used to be a youth club, but it closed down through funding. And like I say, we just took from there really, and more than anything I think it was to do with the young people. The fact that the young people kept coming in, they wanted more and more to do, that motivated us even more.
Right. So how did you get involved? What was it that you did when you first got involved?
Well, I was involved in the Regen situation in the beginning to do with demolition of the houses. That was the very first thing I got involved there, and obviously the Saturday cinema, and then from there it just progressed. And I didn't really have a reason, do you know what? I didn't want to go near young people going back 5 years. They did me head in. Couldn't stand the sight of him.
And now you're with him all the time.
Yeah. I know, so could have asked anything worse really, or then now the way I look at it now is anything better. Yeah.
Right. So who else is involved?
Oh, there's about we have about 12 volunteers who, in things like when we're part in the park, get involved. But core volunteers for the youth club at the moment is about 6-7 adults who are involved, and we've got about 4 or 5 younger people who are involved, actually helping us open up, closing, and then the supervisor respects as well.
Right. So what community projects have you been involved in?
Night in Salford, Party in the Park, Whitley Olympics and trips out.
So why did you get involved in those projects?
Not only we lost a friend, we protested for road safety measures.
Right.
My name's Paris.
My name's Sarah.
What community projects have you been involved in?
I've been involved in a number of projects like the Oliver's Youth Club, the Amber Project, Party in the Park, Whitlane's Olympics.
Why did you get involved in the Amber Project?
Because I think it's a good thing to do because you're helping the children in the community.
What community projects have you been involved in?
Amber Project and Oliver's Youth Club.
Why did you get involved in the Amber Project and Oliver's Youth Club?
Because it was something to do and it's just like to get involved in that.
About how many people do you know that get involved?
Too many.
Why do you think that young people want to get involved?
Because it's something to do, keeps them off the streets and that. So what do you like about Youth Club?
Like the pool table and the machines and
all of it, because it's just better than hanging around on the streets all day doing nothing.
Yes. What do you not like about Youth Club?
nothing, because it's alright. It just keeps people off the street, graffiti and everything.
Yeah. What do you not like?
Nothing of it. Nothing about it.
How did you get involved in mountain biking?
Because I saw Graham at the shops and he was giving out leaflets and went, what's that game? And for the mountain bike, I went, can I have one? And I went, are you old enough? And I went, yeah. And he just gave me a leaflet for mountain biking.
How you get involved?
When I was in youth club asking if we had a letter for, well, my mother can't say it, mountain biking.
What do you like so far about mountain biking?
Going down the hills.
What do you like?
Down the hills, because up the hills it just knacking your legs, and when you're going down, you're just like going.
Right, my name's Erik Richard. I run the cyclone programme based in Dutchy in Salford.
So Rick, how did the project first come about?
It started off with my boss being approached to run a programme on Dutchy Road with a high crime rate, and he set up a mountain bike programme amongst other things and a youth club, and it took off from there. At first it was just like taking the young lads out from Dutchy on just day rides and a few like weekly programmes, and they progressed from there to selling it to schools and youth clubs and yourselves here, just getting the young kids out and getting them off the streets. They all love mountain biking, don't they? They all want to get out and do stuff.
What goes on during the course?
Of course, there's a lot of, well, again, it's mountain biking. There's a lot of leadership, map reading, team building skills. Just a general get out in the open and just have some fun in the countryside.
Do you enjoy doing this project? Boys, do you enjoy doing this project?
Yeah!
Involved in the youth club for?
I've been here for 5 years doing voluntary work.
How long has youth club been open for?
5 years. Well, it was open a little bit before 5 years. What started off was we had an outside worker coming in, and I seen him one day and he says, "What are you doing around here?" And he says, "Oh, I'm starting to do a youth club." That was when we had like, them music be probably about 21, 22 now. And he says, "We just try to build up a bit of a youth thing going around here." So I says, "Any chance of me joining?" I said, "But I did have a few problems with it at the time." So he went, "Yeah, that's no problem, just come in and spending a few hours would be great." And then it's just evolved from there. It started off with just like a couple of hours a week, and now it's gone into virtually quite a lot of hours. I do spend quite a lot of time.
What other community projects do you get involved in?
The Amber Project. The Amber Project, we do, from all of us, we do all sorts. We've done camping, karting, we've done all sorts. We've done cyclone projects. We help get people into work. We've done quite a lot really in the community.
Why do you get involved in it?
Because when I first started, I've seen a lot of people around here going into a life of crime and not really having anything to do around here. So I thought, well, with me living around this area and having a like for the area and the community, you know, it's a nice community, I thought, well, I'd like to do something and help in the community.
What good do you think the youth club does for all young people?
It does a lot, keeps them off the streets, gives us a chance to help them further themselves in the community, to become better citizens in our community. Stops a crime rate, stops a lot of things really. We do quite a lot around here, I think.
Done. There yet?
That's good. Hi Mo, how long have you been in business around here, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, no, I don't mind. About 8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah.
And did you used to have lots of problems with your shop?
I guess a lot of problems. When I bought the shop, I had a lot of problems.
Every
single day, I had a problem.
How many times have you, if you don't mind me asking, how many times have you been robbed?
A few times, really. So
Yeah.
Armed robberies.
Armed robberies?
A few times, yeah.
Okay. And about 5 years ago, I introduced myself to you about the youth club and all that. Yeah. And I'm starting to think about some of the problems that you've had in here and everything else. Do you think that things have got better since then?
A lot better. Since the youth club comes, you know. And obviously they did help us, and it's a lot better now. Because before, when I had trouble, I was thinking to just go, you know, leave the shop and go. It's a lot of trouble. It's not worth it. But since the youth club come, they helped me. We settled on, so I want to stay really now, because they're going to build the new shops. They're coming new shops around there.
Yeah.
So they give me an opportunity. You want to stay or go?
Yeah.
So I said I'll stay here, you know. So it's all right. It's okay now.
Do you feel a part of this community?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
In the beginning, did you, when you first moved in?
Not really. I mean, I was a stranger from that time. Really.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, I'm a stranger. That's why I'm having a lot of trouble around here.
Yeah.
But it's not because there was already trouble before.
Yeah.
Somebody else was here before than me. They already trouble already here. So just carry on. and now it's better. I have no trouble now.
A lot better.
A lot better.
Do you have? I mean, I remember going back a few years ago. You used to get a lot of racist comments.
I did
from young people.
Yeah.
Is that still the same, or has that got a lot better?
No, it's gone because when
it's gone.
It's gone. There's no racist now because when I bought the shop and when I go home, shut the shop. When I come back, there was the racist word on my shutter and outside. You know, but it's okay. It doesn't. Feed me.
Do you realise the youth club has actually done work with some Asian families within the area, with some local young people?
Yes.
And do you think that's made a difference?
A lot of difference. Yeah.
Do you think local young people actually understand now different cultures and things?
They do understand because the little kids which ones they are growing up now.
Yeah.
I mean they're fine. They're okay. That's been they're cooperating to each other.
So you've actually just said there that in the past you've been a bit hesitant about maybe staying here, and now you've been given an opportunity when they do the new build to stay here, and now you're quite happy to stay here now because of the relationship you actually have with the young people around here.
Yeah, because I've been here about 8 years now, like I said before. So people know me now here. Just like a family really, tell it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know me, older people, youngest. Which when they were small, 2, 3 years old now, they've grown up. So they know me now.
Yeah.
So it's
what's your nickname?
Mo.
They call you what? Mo or what? Or what? What's
Just
your
Mo,
one?
they call me Mo.
What about the boss? They call you boss as well?
Well, obviously that's their word, boss.
Yeah.
They call me Mo.
So if to say, could you imagine, if to say the youth club went, or organisations like the gym and the youth club went, and people like the volunteers weren't there to help out, what do you think would happen next if it wasn't there?
If it wasn't there? Well, I think it should stay because a lot of people in the community, the youngsters, they want that youth club.
Yeah.
So if they got some place to go, obviously if it's not there, they're a lot of trouble again. I think so because they have nothing to go, nowhere to go anyway.
Yeah.
So they have a place there. They go there. They have time, spend their time there. So
before we finish though, I was just going to say, because you've done a lot of things yourself, and you towards the youth club, boxes of crisps, drinks, everything else. You've given the youth club at a real reduced price. Do you think that basically that's helped you as well get better relationships with local people because it's a bit of give and take?
Well, yeah, of course. Why not? Because the kids are local community kids, you see.
Yeah.
So obviously their parents are my customers, so we know each other. So that's why they deserve it.
So you like it round here now?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Nice one, Bob. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Okay.
What community projects have you been involved in, Naomi?
Party in the Park, Salford Youth Club and Amber Project. I'm a volunteer. I think that's about it. Whitley and Olympics. So yeah, I did that.
Well done. Why did you get involved in the Amber Project and Oliver's Youth Club?
Well, Graham
explained.
What's that? Oh, Graham inspired me to be a volunteer. I wanted to. He inspired me to be a volunteer. I wanted to help out, round the community, and open the youth club on every night of the week.
Basically, by seeing what Graham does, you thought you wanted to be something. Yeah.
Right, listen to each other. Why? Be quiet. Keep quiet. Phones off or on silent. Have your own opinions. No swearing. Don't be afraid to speak your own mind. Respect what each other say. Listen to each other and then respect.
Respect. Thank you. Well done. Right. Team Red for the first row.
Young people get pregnant.
Right, let's one move.
The police catch you drinking on the streets pay £60 fine.
Put the money on Whitley.
Who's bowling?
Right, listen. Yeah, but listen, you know what? Why do we win the money?
If you land on Whitley.
Alright. That's fair enough. I'll be the mover. Let's go to the toilet.
4.
Floor.
1, 2, 3, 4. You are caught with weed by the police.
Oh, that had to be me, didn't it?
What was that? You are caught with weed by the police. What will happen?
You get PMC'd.
One at a time. Right, who's? Where you stand from? Got to stand first.
Right, you get PMC'd and you get it confiscated.
And a conditional warning.
But it could be personal use.
Go on, Ella. Sorry, love.
You will get it to confidence and all men are fine.
What's that?
Yes. You get caught with drink, alright, so you've got to pay your fine. You get caught with weed, which is worse, and you just get a portion.
You can get weed on prescription nowadays.
Have you been involved in the community?
Well, Graham Cooper got me involved starting off in Oliver Youth Club. Yeah. Then I started attending meetings, community committee and Graham Community Safety, which I now chair.
How do you think this youth club's good?
Well, it's where I started, so it's got to be good.
What do you not like about it?
There's nothing not to like. It's chilled out. It's proper Salford.
Behind us here you can see our old community shop, which through lack of funding, people buying into, closed down now over about a year ago. Next door was our training, computer training, training for all sorts of qualifications. They both shut down virtually about 9 months ago because no one would fund or invest within such an organisation, which was totally community led. It was an inspiration to lots of projects within this area, including Oliver Youth Club, the Amber projects and others.
Feel as young lads or young people that you get treated by society. Come on, anyone. Targeted. Right, Kieran.
Low lives.
Crap. Dylan.
Shit.
Shit. Lewis.
Crap.
Josh.
Low lives.
Steve.
Scumbag.
Cave.
What?
Cave. How do you think? Apart from being like that idiot. Okay, listen. What would you do if you was not here?
Get wrecked.
Doing what?
Robbing.
Whatever else. Do you think that being in here...
Juicing up a little bit more.
Wait, do you think that being in here has made a difference to your lives?
A little bit.
What are you doing at the moment now, Josh?
Sevens.
And what are you?
Finisher.
How much are you on a week?
£100.
What are you getting at Christmas? As in a week?
Birthday.
How much are you getting at Christmas?
£200, £300.
£150. No, what are you getting at Christmas as a wage per week?
Oh, 150.
And what are you getting then in March?
175.
So, quite please, down there. 175 quid, right. And how old are you then?
Be like 17.
17. And you're doing what, an apprenticeship?
What?
An apprenticeship?
Yeah.
And that was created by what? Was it created by this youth club? Well, no, by this youth club.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So, it's been a massive benefit to you, hasn't there?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Lewis, what do you do nowadays?
Thank you.
What do you do? Apart from cyclone, what do you do as a representative of the youth club?
I get off now.
No, not yet, Josh. Please, go on.
Volunteer.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
On trips.
And where else do you go? Lots of times.
Meetings.
And basically you got the meetings in some respects to do what?
Listen.
And as well as that.
Oi, changing up. Where are you going?
Jeremy, go back. So at the end of the day, listen. So whoa. Do you know what? I wish I had a big thing that could zap you with, man, every time you started. You know what? Electric things around the neck.
Yeah,
so
it's not
just
damage,
listen,
you
let's
know,
keep it together, right? Let's keep it together. Do you value what's going on in here?
Yeah.
With the people who help? Do you think one day you'll do something like this?
No.
Not at all? What about you, Kate?
Do something like what?
As in help other kids out when you get older, be a volunteer.
I'm doing it, so I can't say yeah.
You're already a volunteer.
I already am as well.
And can you see yourself doing that, Lewis?
No, really, a plumber.
Can you see yourself being a volunteer later in life? Helping other kids out, like yourself?
Bit of one.
Yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. See you later.
For the past 4 years. Pardon?
In your time here, what have you done?
Well, worked with our youths lot, been away with yous, Port Maddox, Wales, Amber Project Party in the Park. But besides that, I do the other side of the Amber Project, which up to now none of like the youth side have seen, with the talks that I do, going into the hospitals, talks for the Organ Donor Society and that sort of thing, which when I go and do them talks, it's still part of the Amber Project. I go in the name of the Amber Project, so I'm the face of the Amber Project when I go to them places. What is the Amber Project? The Amber Project was founded after my 13-year-old daughter was run over and killed outside my house. And it got founded from us all standing up together as a community and campaigning for really justice for Amber, and it really started to stem from there, that we realised we had a good community feeling, and we just built on that feeling and built on that feeling, so we've got it to where it is today.
What do you aim to achieve with the Amber project?
Well, the aims and the achievements change year in, year out, because every time we achieve one thing, then we've got another thing that we want to achieve. At the present moment now, we're hoping to make a real push on promoting organ donation. Then that's the next thing we're hoping to do, is through the Amber project, getting all the youth involved to promote organ donation, firstly through Salford City Council, and then go into businesses, and our aim is to try and get as many people in Salford on the organ donor register. Of course, I'm a donor myself. Well, the fact is that the people in here, most of them are of an age where they can't go on the donor register without the parents' permission. They have to be over 16, but all the youth workers are on the organ donor register, and it all stems from Amber, who was only 13, being an organ donor herself of her own choice and giving 5 people the gift of life. Next question.
More questions? How long have you been involved in the community?
Well, since for the past 3 years, I'd say, yeah.
What sort of projects have you been involved in?
Well, when being a councillor, a relatively new councillor, I mean a councillor for 2.5 years, is mostly discovering the area and walking the area and find out what goes on in different parts of the area. And you can't do that driving past and waving at people. You have to get out and walk the streets.
Yeah, not just showing your face.
No. You got to talk to people, get on the line, because nothing's two-dimensional. There's often 3 dimensions to your problem. And going out and talking to people of all ages is the key, and all groups. And this whole place is a hub. You know, the youth club's a hub, and you find out by young people. Well, yeah, but every place has its character. Irwell Riverside has its own distinct character. It's very different to, say, Worsley or Boothstown or Little Halton. There's different dynamics going on. Well, what is interesting is young people are fascinating, because a lot of people judge young people and put them in boxes and say that's a naughty young person, or like everyone, young people are very complicated, you know, and don't always get the attention and respect they equally deserve as an adult. And that's the last thing we should do, is pigeonhole a young person and say that's what young people are like. Never judge, never judge.
So what do you think about the image young people have got at the moment?
Well, see, it depends if you read the Daily Mail. If you read the Daily Mail, you think there's a legion of young guys going around with hoods on, causing trouble. Well, I don't see that. I see the guys with perhaps the hoods up sometimes, but you can talk to them. And the important thing is to engage and look at them and say, what are you up to, what's going on, and show an interest. You know, it's too easy to walk past.
I was putting the same line, but I took myself out of that. I'm not.
Yeah, but some people need a bit more chances. You know, some people need 4 or 5 chances until they realise this is what I should be doing. We all make mistakes. Young people make mistakes all the time.
So no stereotype.
But no stereotype, and everyone's an individual, and give people a chance. Never give up on people, because you don't know what's going on at home. You don't know what psychological issues they may have. You know, you never give up on people. Give them a chance, give them a break.
What do you think about our little community, our NDC community?
Well, I think there's more we could do. There's more resource we could do. We do a fair bit, and thank God you got Graham here to push things along. But I do sometimes wonder what would happen if Graham wasn't here.
Right. My name is Vanessa Hamnett. I work for Salford City Council, part of the East Salford Neighbourhood Management Team. And at the moment I'm working as the acting assistant neighbourhood manager for our team. And our team works in 3 local wards within East Salford. And those are Kersal, Broughton and Irwell Riverside.
What do you do within the communities? How do you get involved in the community?
Right, what we do in the communities, the main role that we have in neighbourhood management is to try and link partners together, and by partners we mean anybody that wants to get involved in making the area that they live in or they work in a better place. So one of the main roles that we have is trying to support local people, and that includes everybody from 0 to 99 to get involved in making decisions and supporting improvements to their local area.
So what meetings do you attend to help?
Right. There's a lot of meetings which the City Council facilitate. Within Salford we have something called the Community Committee, which brings together representatives from local community groups and organisations on a regular basis to discuss issues that are important and relevant to them. And the hope is that those meetings, the agenda is set by local people. We have a local person, Graham Cooper, who chairs the meeting and who works with officers to set the agenda. And the idea is that we do our very best to try and have the relevant officers there from the council to answer questions. And the meeting is very well supported, particularly by the local police, because that's always an issue that people want an update with, and they want to find out what's happening in their area.
Please, listen to the old please now.
Right. I've got a captive audience. Yeah? Right. Well, I don't know how many of you know, so I'm going to ask this question first of all, yeah? When we set the Amber project up, and obviously we set it up for road safety and organ donation, and the organ donation side of it, do you all know why we set it up on the organ donation side of it and why we did it, yeah? So you all know, Amber was an organ donor of her own choice, and she gave the gift of life to 5 people.
Is that bothering you?
No, it sounds fine. Right, so she gave the gift of life to 5 people, and throughout the last 4 years, I've gone all over the country, well, not all over the country, basically down south, but from sort of around the hospitals in Manchester and to Leeds, and I've done talks on organ donation to all sorts of different groups, which some of them have been really, really awe-inspiring, like last year when I did a talk at the Salford Armories to the Little Liver Foundation, and it was basically over 200 children, and it was what we're there celebrating since liver donations had took place. So there was kids there from say 19 to 2 years of age what had all had liver transplants, and personally it was awe-inspiring, and me as the mum of someone who was an organ donor, it was a very, very proud point, and it really keeps me going on my down times, which I do get because I've not got my Amber with me. On the times when I get most down, it's like I think about all them people, 5 people, which is quite an exceptional thing, who are out there now, who are actually living because of our Amber, because they wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for her. So and we always said from the beginning with the Amber project that one of the things that we'd really like to do was make a push on the organ donation side of it, especially as well to show that maybe, you know, we can show as a community from Salford and Salford City, wouldn't it be exceptional if we could sort of say throughout the whole of the country that we had the most people in the city of Salford down as organ donors than any other city throughout the country. So what I'd like us all to do is to make a push on the organ donation side, and I think with Christmas coming up it'd be the best time to start it, because we can sort of go to sort of places and say, you know, what best gift can you give to anyone? It's a gift that, you know, it's better than a car, it's better than a PlayStation, it's better than a Wii. You know, you're giving someone the gift of life, you're giving someone the opportunity to actually lead a normal day in, day out. It's something that we all take for granted, but, you know, when you see these kids and they're so ill and, you know, they're on dialysis for sort of half the day and they can't do stuff, it's awe-inspiring then when you see that they've been got a kidney, or they've been given the gift of sight, or, you know, they've been given the gift of even down to burns units and donating your skin grafts, you know, and there might be some child what's been burnt severely in an house fire and it's going to be scarred for life, and the list of what, you know, donors and people who donate can do goes on and on and on and on. So I'd like us, as the Amber project now, because, you know, we've sort of left it long enough, and I've done things on the sidelines on my own, but whenever I do it, don't get me wrong, I go
as the Amber Project, and whatever podium I stand behind, I always say, I am Dion Sheen, I am the mum of a donor, and I am from the Amber Project. I always, you know, and I go actually promoting us as a project. So now I'd like all yous to sort of, if you want to, Lo, to get behind me and, you know, really make a push for us to sort of try and get Salford as maybe one of the city what's got the most people on the organ donor register. So, but it's something which is, it's quite an hard subject, and it's something I think you've really got to think about. You can't just sort of say, oh yeah, I want to be an organ donor. Amber thought long and hard about it before she come to me and asked to be put on the register. And she put herself on the register with my permission, obviously, because she was under 16. So it's really now down to yous and your ideas. Now we've got Councillor Steve Cohen here, who's actually, and Vanessa, who's actually, they've always given us the support and they're still giving us the support. So we could start it off with trying to get as many people who work for Salford City Council signed up to the donor register, and it'd be a real, I think, to be honest, I think it'd be a real feather in our caps, because, you know, there's youth groups all over the country, but how many youth groups promote something which is really, you know, it's something that's fundamentally really fantastic. We're promoting giving the gift of life to people if in the event of someone's death. But it's really down to, we want to do it, but we want to do it based on your ideas and what you think to lead it forward.
So if you don't, I mean, Dion's just give you a little bit of a brief there, and the idea is in this process is that you actually will be leading the way. If we go into businesses like Salford City Council, we'll be taking information in that you maybe devise yourselves to do with the Amber Project or to do with organ donation. How do you feel as a group of young people? Do you feel like that's something you would like to do? You know, would you like to get involved in that, or would you like to promote that, actually going to places and saying, look, this is what Amber done, you know, being on the organ donor? What do you think about that? Is it something you'd actually be interested in doing as a group? You know, how many of you would be interested in maybe pushing this further? You know, you'd have to put your hands up. You can just say, yeah, you know what I mean? Because we're not in school here, you know that. So there is people amongst you who'd be interested in pushing it forward. Is that correct? That you would be like a figurehead, you know, going in as part of the Amber Project, saying, look, this is what we're here for. You're not asking people to sign up. You're giving them the information. And if you don't mind, you can just, because you're doing really well, actually, honestly. Can I just introduce you to Vanessa, who will give us an idea, I know I'm putting on the spot, about what we can do and where we can go and maybe where we can start. And I just need your attention for about another 5 or 10 minutes, and I assure you that will be it. That's okay? Yeah? Are you all right with that? I can't hear anyone. Yeah. Thank you. Is that a yeah? I didn't hear you. Is that a yeah? Yeah. But the bowling green didn't have any. The bowling green was the bowling green, and it took us 3 years, believe it or not, to get the net, to get the football posts moved from over there, what we call dog shit alley, when everyone walks the dogs and they shit all over the pitches. From there, over there, it took us some like 3-4 years to convince them to do that. And then what, you know what they did? They didn't move one set, they put 2 sets of nets on there. So there was 2 football pitches on it. It's not small enough for the bowling game. I mind 2 football pitches. That's what it like. It took us 3 years to get them. And what's it like now? Don't everyone use it now all the time? And no one goes near dog shit alley. No one bothers at all.
Except for my uncle.
Except for your uncle who watches dogs.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go. Hey, see, he's one of them who did it.
I got the same age. I'm 68 years old. I look after my disabled husband. I have all my grandkids and I keep the estate in control. They're no trouble to me on this estate because I help everybody. And I don't get no aggravation from anybody. They all know me for 35 years on here. Lived here 35 years on this estate. So they were all babies when I moved on, and they've grown up with me. I don't get any trouble whatsoever. If they come round here playing around, what can you do? They've got nowhere else to go. So the Amber needs to be open more often, so they can go and sit in there, have something to eat and a coffee, whatever, and we know where they all are in there then. They're not on the estate. The weather's too bad for them to hang about anyway, you know. And there's nothing really else about myself, like, you know. I just do everything myself and try and keep things in order, really.
What's your involvement?
Well, I just help with Amber, like a volunteer sort of thing. And if they need help, I'll try and give it. You know, if there's a fun day on, I go across and help with the kids and whatever else there is to do. You know.
Has this community changed?
A lot since Graham Cooper did it, yeah. We've got more now since Graham's been doing it than we've had in all the years I've lived on here. You know, he gets things done for us, keeps pretty good control over the teenagers. He organises all the activities and that, you know.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Graham.
No, first I want to ask you, how long have you been volunteering now for Oliver's Youth Club and the Amber Project?
Well, I've recently just started doing the Olivers, but I've been volunteering at the Amber for 2 years now.
And what do you think, what was probably one of the first things that struck you, you know, about maybe starting to volunteer in the beginning? What, you know, what made you volunteer?
Community spirit, definitely. The kids, the involvement from the adults, the parents, everyone. Just a real sense of wanting to be there.
And do you think that, like, even though it's maybe not, how can I say, professionally coordinated, i.e. by people who are paid to do that, just volunteers, do you think that has an impact?
Definitely. It's more natural. People have a trust with us when we help out. It's easy for the kids to communicate. There's no... We're learning as well as the kids are. So it's just a ongoing thing.
And do you think it's valuable, that sort of input in the community? Do you think it makes a community?
Definitely, because the kids are the next generation, aren't they?
So have you actually seen that, we say, some of the young people in here? You know, can you actually say that, you know, some young people who have been inspired maybe by what people like yourself are doing, Rachel, John?
Definitely. I mean, you've got the likes in the army, the old lot that are 17, 18 now want to be youth workers.
Could you give me an example? Just say, let's have, say, this area where you've got these projects, and then other areas where you've got none of this. Can you see the differences?
Definitely. Like, I lived in London, and in London there was nothing like this for anyone. You know, here everyone knows each other. It's basically there for everyone. In London, like, you can say hello to someone in the morning, they look at you like you're a weirdo. Here, it's just everyone's involved. Doesn't matter if you ask anyone, can you cook some food for us, they'll do it. If you ask anyone in the likes of London to do anything, they won't do anything for anyone. Everyone wants to help here, that's the main thing.
So just say if this wasn't here, what sort of impact would you, how do you think that would impact?
If it wasn't here?
Yeah.
There'd be nothing. The kids would just be roaming the streets doing nothing.
And do you know, I mean, because you've worked, say, with Amber Project and now you started volunteering with the Youth Club, can you actually identify several young people that maybe, if things like this weren't here, would be in prison?
Definitely.
Can you definitely use that for definite? Like you know of young people specifically in these organisations that would be in that situation?
Well, it's someone for the teenagers. There's females there to communicate. Teenage girls. There's me and Rachel's there. You know, and for you, like the lads, they can come to you or Miley with their issues as well. You know, there's someone there for the kids, not necessarily the parents, but we're an outsider. We can talk to them on a different level to other people can.
And going back to Amber Project, like Party in the Park, you know your mum. Because I spoke to your mum about this. Don't think I'm sober. But then I spoke to your mum about this, and she says when she's come round, because you wasn't volunteering a while ago, she said that actually it's changed you as a person as well. Would you agree with that? Actually being involved in the volunteering?
Yeah, definitely. It's made me more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm quite new to the area, and everyone's welcomed me, so I feel that I need to help that as well. Yeah, and definitely for my little girl as well. She can come in and feel comfortable with all the other children. It's part of her progression, not just mine.
So there's massive knock-on effects really, isn't there, to being involved. Yeah. Thank you.
So how long has it been open? How long have you been open for?
About 14 years.
How many kids do you reckon it keeps off the streets?
Probably about, we've got the Thai boxers, which is probably about 15, and then the amateur boxers, which again is about another 25, 30, and then we've got the youth club upstairs, which can have 25, 30 up there as well. So probably about 100 a week.
How did you get involved in it?
How did I get involved in it? Through Oliver. Oliver being partner. Obviously, it's just one of the things. I used to train here. I don't train as much now because of little uns, and nobody else would do it, so I have to do it, do all the paperwork and stuff.
What do you reckon the kids get out of it, like achieve?
Well, fitness, obviously, something to do. Otherwise, they'd just be on the streets, wrecking the place. And a sport, basically, a martial art, something that they can probably do when they're older, if they want to get into it, get something famous.
So how can you bring your kids down to the gym?
Bring my kids to the gym, so give them discipline and keep them out of trouble off the streets. And plus, because he's a different colour, he gets stick for his colour, I want him to stick up for himself.
How long have you been coming down here for?
He's been coming about 2 years, and I've got a daughter and son who also come as well, and they've just started, so they like it.
What do you think your kids achieve by doing this?
They achieve discipline, they can stick up for themselves, they make new friends as well.
What would you be doing if you didn't come here?
PlayStation or just on the streets with all the other kids. I don't want that.
Okay, so we've had the whole week to get an idea of what happens around here and the community engagement. For the powers that be, when they want to engage the community on a level that everybody feels empowered and that there's a dialogue that opens up between the community and institutions such as Regeneration companies, universities, all the places there. The thing that we've been trying to capture all week is what the essence of how you engage people is, how you get people active. And I suppose the first point of call, because you are very, very active, is what makes you personally do what you do within this community? What inspires you to do it, and where do you see that going?
I think if I went back to why I got involved, which is a bit like social justice, you know, it just was in with me to actually look for that or fight for it first, and it grew, and the responsibility grew with that as well, because people actually put faith in you now in doing things for them. But then in some respects, well, it's actually been that fight. Actually, the fight with the regeneration companies, the councils, to listen to what I believe is the viewpoint, not myself, but you know, a lot of the community I represent, and that's been a massive thing that's probably kept me going as well, because without that, I don't suppose it'd be a challenge there.
Yeah.
If it was easy, you know, you just sit down and you tell them what you think, and they did it. You know, that would be easily done, and it wouldn't be a challenge, but it's not. The reality is, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of learning, a lot of negotiating skills, partnership meetings, things like that. And where it's going, I mean, I remember the local street partnership now, and I think, you know, as high as it can go at the moment as a representative in Salford, that's probably the ultimate at the moment for me to go. And I just think that there's a lot more to be done out of that, and there's a lot